Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to the Bourse Report. Well, today we're taking a look at some financial results as we get rapidly towards the end of 2024. Today we're talking a little bit about First Citizens Group Financial Holdings, or FIRST, let's just call them FIRST for the time being, for the full year ended September 2024, as well as the half year for fiscal 6-month period for JMMB Group Limited, or JMMBGL, for their period also ended September 2024. So let's get straight into those results and take a look at what investors would have reviewed and what they might expect in the coming months ahead. Turning firstly to FIRST, or FCGFH, well, the group would have reported an earnings per share figure of $3.79 per share for that fiscal period ended 2024, as mentioned, a 23% increase from the $3.08 recorded in that prior comparable period of fiscal 2023. Driving that very credible performance was an increase of 11.1% in net interest income generated from 1.86 odd billion to just over 2.06 billion, contributing to total net revenue increasing 10.6% from 2.47 billion to 2.73 billion. Overall profit after tax attributable to shareholders would have increased at 23.2 odd percent from 777 odd million just under that $1 billion mark, around 957 million. So again, certainly good news for first shareholders or first investors with those very credible results being posted. When we take a look at what the segments of first contributions would have been to the overall result in terms of profit before tax, we would note some mixed results, but generally positive reading overall. Trustee and asset management segment, one of their smaller segments in that yellowish color, up just around 6 odd percent from 52 million to 59 million in terms of contribution to profit before tax. Treasury and investment banking declined roughly 13% from 655 million in that fiscal 23 period to 617 million in fiscal 2024. Notably, there was a significant one-off item in that fiscal 2023 period, based on reports by FIRST in that prior period. Corporate banking up just around 12% or so, from 680 million to 762 million, of course offsetting, or more than offsetting, that decline in the treasury and investment banking segment, while retail banking would have improved just about 3% from 285 million in terms of PBT in fiscal 2023 to around 293 million in fiscal 2024. Now, when we take a look at FIRST's stock, or FCGFH's stock, in terms of valuation compared to the rest of the banking sector, it does make for pretty good reading at that price earnings multiple on a trailing basis of just around 10.7 times that red segment, which compares favorably to that sector average of 10.1 times, so slightly above, but a fairly whopping dividend yield, or juicy dividend yield of 5.8% on a trailing basis, actually the highest in the banking sector, and comparing favorably to that 4.8% of the sector average as well. So with those increased revenues in mind, improving earnings, that attractive dividend yield, and at that price of $40.65 with its cash flow metrics to shareholders, Bourse is maintaining an overweight rating on FCGFH, or FIRST, for the time being. Turning quickly to JMMB Group Limited, or JMMBGL, well, at the half-year point, the group would have reported an earnings per share figure in TT dollar equivalent of about TT dollar 1 cent per share, which was a 67.7% decrease from the 4 cents rounded TT equivalent per share as at the half year of 2023. Operating revenues were actually down about 10% from 540 odd million TT equivalent to just about 486 million. Operating expenses, however, increased 8.9% from 469.2 million to 510 million. Overall profit before taxes, inclusive of the share profit from associate in investment associate Sagicor, would have swung from a profit of 56 million TT equivalent at that half-year period point in 2023 to $4.5 million loss at the half-year point of fiscal 2024, with net profit attributable to equity holders actually in positive territory, but down that 67 odd percent from 77 million to just about 25 million. Now, when we look at the profit before tax components of JMMB Group Limited, we can see in that brightish green segment that operating profits have actually gone into that loss position moving from a high in the half year of 2021 of 197 million TT equivalent down to that operating loss of about 24.4 million TT equivalent, while the share of profits of associate Sagicor would have also, predominantly Sagicor that is, would have also narrowed from a high of 88.9 million in that fiscal half year 2021 period of just about $90 million down to 30.8 million in the most recently reported period. Of course, with changes to insurance regulations and accounting standards, there will be a little bit more volatility in that share of profit or loss of associate. However, we are focusing on the operating profit of JMMB for the time being. On one of the positive notes, however, JMMB Group Limited or JMMBGL's operating leverage is trending downward in the right direction, moving from a high of 15 times in that at that half year period of 2022 down to that 12.6 times period, meaning that the financial volatility associated with investment assets and investment securities is going to naturally reduce with lower leverage, which is potentially positive for investors or shareholders in JMMB Group Limited. So at a price of $1.08, well, the stock is trading at a price to earnings ratio on paper of 4.8 times, which looks quite attractive relative to the sector average of 10.4 times, but offers a fairly modest dividend yield of 2% compared to the sector average of around 6.1%. So with lower operating revenues and weaker efficiency ratios in mind, as well as that modest dividend yield, Bourse is maintaining an underweight rating on JMMB Group Limited for the time being. Well, that's it for this week's edition. For more information, you can give us a call at 226-8773. Email us at invest@boursefinancial.com. And of course, you can check out our website, bourseinvestment.com, where all of our research is absolutely free. And of course, you can catch this article in today's business section of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper. So until next time, stay safe, happy investing, enjoy the festive season, and we'll see you again on the Bourse Report.